He is living right here with us in Abakaliki. Many people may not know him, but if you hear him today, I believe that you will appreciate what God has done for us in the city of Abakaliki. The person I want to introduce to you is a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, a dispute resolution specialist, a chartered mediator and conciliator under the Chartered Institute of Mediators and Conciliators Nigeria. He's also a chartered arbitrator under the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators Nigeria and United Kingdom. He's an institute published speaker, a human resource manager, a realtor, a preacher of the gospel of Christ, and an author who is published in Kingdom Impact 2012, Migration, Diversity, and Social Inclusion in Nigeria 2015, Pacific Settlement of International Dispute by the ICJ 2016, used by 8 universities in 4 countries under Academia A2. He is systematic, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. In other words, he is smart. He's happily married with a kid, and his name is Barrister OKEY Harrison Chinechere. Can we rise to our feet as we beat our hands together as he comes up? Just rise, celebrate him, celebrate him. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's my privilege to be here. I'm sorry if I disappointed a couple of persons who were expecting a more giant figure. I had to give a very brief citation so that we don't go into all the masters and all that. I was aware I was recently nominated for a doctorate degree recently. So by December, that will be perfected as well. So I think I'm fit to motivate us this afternoon, in line of success. We're going to be briefly talking about cracking the success codes. Cracking the success code. So I didn't prepare slides, so I'm going to read from my notes a little bit of what I prepared. So I just want to give us 4 cardinal points before we start. Life is 1% luck. What somebody say, he's a lucky person. Life is 1% luck. Life is 1% talent. They say that person is talented. Your success in life, your talent will contribute only 1% of it. 1% of your success, your talent will give you. Then 10% of your success in life will be determined by rest. So imagine that you taking care of your body, your health, will give you more than your talent, will give you more than luck, because it carries 10% to your success. Because you need your body to be successful. If your body breaks down, every part of you breaks down as well. Then 88% of how successful you become in life is determined by consistency. As a matter of fact, money was not even in the picture. Whatever you become in life will be determined by consistency. So if you be a shoemaker. If you are consistent in shoemaking for 20 years, you become one of the biggest guys in town. The problem with people is that they are not consistent. The problem is not that you don't have a big business or that you have a small business. The problem is that you're not consistent with the one you have. I know some of us, I'll give a reference point to what happened in town, since majority of us are here. There's during the administration of Osinbajo as the Vice President of Nigeria, he came to Ebonyi to commission a power plant at Federal University, Ikwo. So when he was there during the commissioning, a man showed up blowing a flute. Osinbajo is a Yoruba man, so he was dazzled by that that show, that flute, he doesn't understand what the man was doing. So he called for explanation. People told him, that man has been blowing this thing for the past 16 years. That's what he's using to send his children to university. He has built a bungalow and he's using it as a way of life for 16 years. You say, that's interesting. I like the sound of that. He approached the man after the commissioning and then gave him an offer. Will you prefer to go with me as one of my aides back to Abuja? Anywhere I'm going, you go with me to be blowing this flute. Or if you'd prefer, we can give you some financial settlement. You stay back with your family. Unfortunately, the man chose financial compensation. They gave him some money and then he bought a motorbike and all that. I'm sure you know him. The major Oja man in this town. Oja. Imagine having the privilege. You see where what constitutes success is. Because sometimes you think that it's more money that will make you rich. More money will not make you rich. That's what we have come to see today. If you are presented with an opportunity, how best will you exploit? Because opportunity favors the prepared. That's what we call luck. Because luck is when opportunity meets with preparation. So when you see a man who has been prepared ahead of time, he's just the opportunity will be passing, and opportunity greets him. You say that man is lucky because his opportunity have met his preparation. And now let me say this. Opportunities don't come in their true colors. 90% of the times, opportunities dress in rags. Opportunities don't come in their true colors. So when you see opportunity passing, you will look down on opportunity. Most determinants of success are being trampled upon by people on a daily basis. When Bitcoin started, a man owned 10,000 Bitcoin. He had to sell it to buy a carton of pizza. Pizza. In 2010, he sold 10,000 Bitcoin to buy a carton of pizza. Today, how much is one Bitcoin worth? No, 36. 36 million. Imagine he sold 10,000 of it to buy a carton of pizza. Pizza now is 11,500, one carton. So that 2010, he sold 10,000 Bitcoin to buy one carton of pizza to eat. Now, one Bitcoin is worth 36 million. Multiply 36 million by 10,000. It's in billions. That's how much he lost. Because it didn't look like it. Opportunities don't look like it. So today, an opportunity is standing before you. But it may not look like it. It may not be appealing. It may not be appeasing. But please, don't look at the opportunity based on the size, the clothes, and everything. Beyond the appearance, look at what is there. So, actually, a lot of people, when we discuss business, success principles, and all of that, some career-related people think it's not my area. I'm not a business person. I'm a civil servant. I'm a public servant. I'm this. But I want to introduce a new psychology because the first point to cracking the success code that we'll be exploring this afternoon is recalibrating your mindset. We are going to be approaching it through 5 subtitles. The first one is mind recalibration. The first way you can recalibrate your mind is by understanding that as a business person, there is business in your business. As a civil servant, there is business in civil service. As a professional, there is business in being a professional. As a medical person, as a lawyer, there is business in it. So when we talk about business related to success and wealth creation, we're not talking about something that is the exclusive reserve of those people at the international market. No. At the international market, they conduct business. In your office as a civil servant, if you understand the business of civil service, you make more than people who are earning the same salary with you. That's what we have come to introduce to you. So, what we are teaching, the proven success track record, is that there is business in every business. There is a business in every enterprise. There is business in every successful endeavor and approach. So please, feel accommodated. No matter what you do for a living, this business is for you. So the first one is mind recalibration. The second one is study and learning. The third one is life and lifestyle. The fourth one is connectors economy. Then the last one is sales and marketing, which is where we're going to dwell. So I will not take time in most of them. So under mind recalibration, one of the first things you need to learn to do in cracking the success code is changing the way you look at things. Because the truth remains that if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Let me say it again. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. I give you an example. If I get into a heated argument with my brother because there's a figure, a number in front of this desk, and he's telling me that this number is 9. Me, I'm saying, no, this number is 6. I say, no, this number is 6. He said, no, it's 9. What is happening? From his point of view, in his mind, his understanding and comprehension, what he's actually looking at is the number 9. But from where I'm standing from, what I'm seeing is 6. So in that context, truth is relative. He is correct and I'm correct. So guess what? If you come out from the place he's sitting and stand the place I'm standing, you will see what I'm seeing. If you stand in his position, you will see what he's seeing. So either way, we are both right. So you will understand that all you need in life is not to know whether you are correct or wrong. What you need is to change your position. Because until you change the way you look at things, what you are looking at will not change. He was here seeing 9. When he changed the way he was looking at it, he came here and started seeing 6. So the difference between where you are and where you are going is not money. It's not tomorrow. It's time. And that is why we talk about consistency, which is the greatest principle of success, which carries 88%. Are you following? Good. So the next thing you need to work on in mind recalibration are your words. What kind of words do you say? Listen, if you want to join the big players in the industry, when we talk about successful people as reference point, you need to stop saying some kind of words. Don't say things like buy and sell. Increase your words. Use things like sales, contracts, deals. Use things like global dominance. Change your perspective. Your words carry the weight of your figure. Your words carry the weight of your personality. And when you use those words, you begin to act on your mind, because there's nothing like what did they call it? All these things, until your mind is set, your life cannot be set. All these things they say is poverty mentality. There's nothing like poverty mentality. The reflection on your pocket must first of all reflect in your mind. So first of all, you have to, I'm a priest, so I can give you biblical references. Because before God changed Abraham from Abram to Abraham, he got him to look at the stars and say, what do you see? Because God cannot help you until he changed the way you look at things. And until you see what he wants you to see, you cannot change the things you say. Some of you are so broke that all you have is money. Money is the lowest form of wealth. The minimum, the least form of wealth is money. Don't be poor that all you have is money. Thank God he said it. I was going to, say that thing. Okay? You can actually start a business without money. We're going to talk about it. It's connectors economy. So if you don't have money to, enterprise in what will be shared here, you don't have a problem. The only problem you will have is when you think that you have a problem. That's the only problem. If you don't think in your mind that there's a problem, you are free. So your mind is the starting point. Your mind is the incubation point. So I want to build someone's belief system today. I want to support your value system in your mind so that you will know that it is possible. So let's go ahead to learning. Okay, but let me touch something in my note. I just flipped the page. I want to emphasize the fact that this whole MMM and all those stuff that happened then had made a lot of people to look for certain places where they get money fast and quick. So it created phrases and statements like, cut soap for me. I want to blow. I want to hammer. Show me the way. Please, I want to work on those statements. In mind recalibration, you have to emphasize things you say. You don't say stuff like that. Those are shiny object vocabularies. is not for great players. It's not for powerful players. You don't need to use words like that. It is a tendency for get-rich-quick scheme. And true wealth and success is built over time, not overnight. Remember, we said that the greatest secret of success is what? Consistency. So it means you must come to a point where persistence will wear out resistance. Some of you give up in 1 or 2 attempts and trials. You say, I'm not doing again. I read a commentary today. Usain Bolt was on interview. He said that he rehearsed for 4 years on how to run 9 seconds race. You know that he's the fast. He's no longer, somebody had beat him. He was the fastest guy that run how many distance? In 9 seconds. So a human being runs 100 meters in 9 seconds. He said it took him 4 years to practice to run 100 meters in 9 seconds. This is 9 seconds. So it's crazy. Now somebody decides to do the same thing. You try 1 month, 2 months. You just give up. There's no place for quitters. That's why we decide to, overemphasize consistency. What your business, your job, and everything lacks is consistency. Not lack of money, not lack of support. It is consistency. When you are consistent, then you will, grow beyond normal. So please, I want to encourage especially the people who are in international market and people who are into product service business. We have this mindset that you are an artisan. You are selling something, maybe all these beverages and all stuff in international market. So you're a business person, you are not an academic. So somebody telling you to read books is just wasting their time and all of that. No. All of a sudden, you may see your neighbor who is doing very well, selling product effectively. The next thing is for you to think superstitious. He has gone somewhere. Do you know that there is no voodoo that is more sophisticated than knowledge? There is one knowledge you can lay hold of. You will sell more than all your contemporaries in your line, in that market. In civil service, some people make more money than their colleagues within the same pay grade. It's knowledge. Knowledge is an edge. That's what changes the game. So for you to know, all the biggest and most successful people in life are people of knowledge. They read books. They read books. I said something over the years. A bookful blockhead, ignorantly led, is a lumper load. It simply means that a big head with an empty brain is a big load to the body. That's how you see some people walking. Their head is too heavy for their body. Learn. You are as young as your knowledge. A 60-year-old man can be like a 20-year-old boy in his mind because of the knowledge he has put himself through. He's learning, he's reading. A 20-year-old boy can be like a 60-year-old man in his mind because he has failed to renew himself by knowledge. So to crack the success code, you need to submit yourself to continuous learning and knowledge. Study to show yourself approved. That's just the common theme, the common denominator. Knowledge. Knowledge. And let me announce to you that the most powerful knowledge in life is the knowledge of how things work. The knowledge of how things work. Some of these big men, they are not interested in you coming to blow grammar, give them 300 pages proposal. Some of them, if you meet with them, they will ask you one question. So how will this thing work? I was privileged in 2017 to be invited by Chief Godwin Okeke, the CEO of GEO Group of Companies. I'm sure if you go and study, I'll give you a reference point. If you check GEO Motors and Transport before 2017, you will discover that the way they operate and their tentacle is not as much as it is now. I led the delegation that gave them an idea that transformed their transport industry. He invited me, we had a meeting at ONITSHA. And I gave him an idea of how to revitalize that sector. Implemented it. And today, GEO came out because he was one of the guys that started very far back and he was fizzling out of the system. So we helped him through knowledge. He was an elder statesman, but some of us had young knowledge. But we sold an idea to him that brought back his system. So knowledge has a way of making someone young. One of the biggest people in the industry give themselves to knowledge. So no matter where you find yourself, whether you are selling, you're frying akara by the roadside, go and learn. There's a woman who is frying akara in Lagos. Big men come to park their jeep, wash plates to be served. No matter how big you are, nobody will come and sell to you. You will come there by yourself. Because what? They added value to their business. They added knowledge to it. So in cracking the success code, you need to understand that you have to learn a lot. Give yourself to learning and knowledge. All of a sudden, Bill Gates left Microsoft and IT industry and start researching on medicine. What concerns medicine? The man is too rich. He doesn't know what to do with his money. He decided to go and start learning this one. It took Dangote 10 years to invest in oil, the oil sector. Because he was interviewed, he said, I could not afford to invest my money and time on something I know nothing about. So he took 10 years to read books on oil and refining of oil products before he started building a refinery. 10 years. What makes you think that you can want to just set up a business without knowing anything? Because somebody close to you said he made 100,000 profits. You want to dabble into it. Now let me give you a candid advice. Instead of starting a business and praying for God to bless it, start a business that God is already blessing. Let me say it again. Instead of you to start a business, they say this one is working, and start praying, Father, bless me, this business. Start a business that God is already blessing. Their businesses God is already blessing. Genesis transcribed it. The form of it is land. He gave them land, he gave them agriculture. There was water in Eden. There were onyx, oil, precious stones. These are things that can never reduce in value. Those were the first commodity that God handed over to man. Those are the businesses God is already blessing. So a real estate industry is before you. You don't need to ask more. So it's very simple. If you have equity and you are looking for where to invest, you should know that. You should know better. You won't have losses. So commit yourself to learning. Learning will boost your confidence. Guess what? I was so busy that I didn't have enough time I like to prepare slides based on who I be and things I do. So I didn't have time to meet up with all of that. But guess what? I came in here with so much confidence because I know I will not flop. I know even if I didn't come with any writing material, I will deliver. Okay? Because what? Knowledge gives confidence. I have so read that this thing has become me. It gives you confidence. This is currently going. There's a proposal before my team. We're working on revitalizing some sectors. The governor, there's a contract we have to give him some ideas that will revitalize the Abakaliki syndrome. So, what makes you think that you can stay? Somebody from the ivory tower will call you to help them to do something. What makes you? Almost on a daily basis, I get calls from people I don't know. Somebody gave me your number. They said this, they said that. Somebody called me from Port Harcourt. I was surprised. Somebody that is into real estate, treating with the big guys. In fact, today he had a meeting with Banky W. He just came out. He told me that Banky W gave him $100 just after their meeting in Port Harcourt. They worship together at House on the Rock. He called me yesterday 2 times. He said, this thing. He was asking me questions about real estate. I said, but you are doing this thing and you have more equity than I do in this field. But why are you calling me? He says, knowledge. Nobody knows it more. Now, let me go to the third one, life and lifestyle. You know, we talked about 5 streams of cracking the success code. Your life versus your lifestyle. You see, one of the biggest challenges you will have as a people is in an attempt, what I'm saying is the loudest. I'm raising my voice. I'm trying to increase the volume. Please listen very well. One of the problems we have as a people is the attempt to develop a lifestyle before a life. Let me say it again. In your life, don't make the mistake to acquire a lifestyle without having a life first. I will explain it with an example. I had a boy who was once my assistant pastor. When I sent him off, he went to Port Harcourt. He made it big within 4 months. He was into forest trading and all of that. I visited him in Port Harcourt. I was shocked. This guy spent $4 million in furnishing 3-bedroom apartment. This was somebody I was buying his toiletries 4 months ago. He made money. He spent $4 million to. And I was seeing on social media, he was doing giveaway 20,000, 10,000. He was giving people. Guess what? Last month, he called me 5 times. I didn't pick his call. So he wrote me a message on WhatsApp. He said, please, sir, I need your help urgently. I said, what is it? He said, please, my rent has expired. I need you to help me renew my rent. This is a guy that was doing, just 1 year ago, he did all these things I'm telling you, 1 year ago. Last month, he's calling me to help him with his house rent. Why? He's doing giveaway. Have you ever heard one of these billionaires doing giveaway? Have you heard? Tony Elumelu doesn't do giveaway. They do empowerment programs through their foundations. They don't do giveaway. Giveaway is for poor people. If you see a big man doing giveaway, he's trying to use a bait to catch a fish. He's not doing the giveaway in the real sense of it. Because he knows no fish will come to a bare hook when you put it inside the water. So it needs to be laced so that a fish will see it and run after it. No true billionaire who made his money will do giveaway. They do empowerment. So, but you get 500,000, you are tempted to enter a club and begin to throw money around. That's poverty mindset. So, we have now an attempt to develop a lifestyle where you don't have a life. So, you see this thing around people, even especially in our community. Somebody, we are encompassed with class identity. You want to prove yourself. This person makes little money. He wants to go and do this. You want to show that you have this one. You have. So there's competition among us. You want to go. They paid you 100,000 your salary. You went and hosted boys with 50,000. The next day you are looking for who to collect 10,000 naira for to recharge DSTV or buy fuel. Our mumu don't do. One of the biggest mistakes you make as a growing person is to attempt to acquire a lifestyle without a life, because it is your life that is meant to fund your lifestyle. You say, I'm going to be wearing only one color of clothes or a cap branded with one style because President Tinubu does that. He can afford to fund a lifestyle, but if you don't have the equity to fund it, it will be a liability for you to go into such adventure, because it is your life that is meant to fund your lifestyle. So don't be moved by the jitteries in the public. Some people are throwing things around and all that. It will not help you. So please, don't live a life that is louder than your reality. Because of so much competition, people lie about who they are, what they have, and all those things. Don't attempt to live a life that is louder than your reality. Don't live a bogus life. You suffer distraction when you attract more attention than concentration. Can I say it again? You suffer distraction when you attract more attention to yourself than concentration that you need. How do you do that? You go and talk and overblow yourself, your acquisition and all that. You post things on social media. Your village people will not think you have arrived. And they'll start billing you. You start hiding, play hide and seek. Why? Because you don't even have the resources to fund where you have hanged yourself. So that's why I said you suffer distraction when you attract more attention to yourself than the concentration you need. You don't need it, it's a distraction. Let's go to the fourth one, which is connectors economy. When we talk about connectors economy, we are simply talking about emotional bank account, EBA, EBA. Your emotional bank account. Anytime you meet people in life, life is transactional. You see this thing we are talking about? Life is transactional. Anytime you meet people in life, you are either making deposit or withdrawal from them. That's what we call emotional bank account. So the connectors economy is like a bank. If he meets me today, he collects my number, we begin to interact. Tomorrow, he does something that dissatisfies me. I record it for him. He has made a withdrawal in my life. When Ninya Desanya trained me in 2015 on public speaking, he said he has run errands for the wife of the governor of Lagos State for 5 years without collecting a dime from her. Give him money, but he refused. But the day he wrote the book, The Speaker, the woman bought 1,000 copies and distributed. You don't need to know how much that is. Go and check the title of that word, that book. You intentionally connect to people seeking for values to create and not favors to collect. Don't be an undertaker. Everywhere, do this for me, give me, give me. There's someone that whenever he says, good evening, sir, my heart will jump because I know he wants to ask. And some people are so terrible at asking that they will ask the first time, they will come again, and they'll make it a perpetual habit. You become a liability. People want to run away from you. Have you wondered why people are avoiding you? But guess what? This connectors economy and emotional bank account is the biggest thing that God has given you. That's why Dr. Simeon can stand here and tell you that you actually don't need money to start a business. It's because of connectors economy. Yes, that's what God has given you. It is called what? Social capital. It can also be called seed capital, though money can also be seed capital. It is social capital. So, Robert Kiyosaki, in propounding and advancing this connectors economy, propounded 3 things. It could be more than 3 things, but we choose to stay on 3. The first one is OPI. OPI, which means other people's idea. OPI, other people's idea. We have OPE. OPE, other people's experience. OPE, other people's experience. And then we have OPM. OPM, other people's money. So, see the rule of success. Even in this real estate industry. If you don't have money, you can leverage on the money other people have to start up. That's the greatest good news. Am I communicating? But guess what? You have to understand leverage business to thrive in this industry. What is leverage business? Leverage business is that business that you need very little to achieve so much. That's simply leverage business. Leverage business is that business you need very little to achieve so much. Somebody give us an example of leverage business that you know? Does anybody know any leverage business? Something you can start up with, or someone that has started something with very small amount of money and is making huge money. Okay. Pure water. Awesome. Awesome. Some people start pure water with just money for 1 bag and they are selling in bags. You know another one? Okay. Granite. Awesome. Awesome. All right. You know about, okay, sir. Solid mineral. Okay. Thank you so much. That's awesome. You know about Uber business. Uber business is an example of leverage business. These guys had a control system. They threw it open. You can come and register if you have a car. These are civil servants, so some of them are business people. They have their car that they use to run their daily routine. They told them, bring your car and register with us. We will empower you. Use your car to go and carry people. You will get so percentage, you will get so percentage. Guess what? They didn't come to start buying 200 cars to start business. That will be cost intensive. So they leverage on the cars people already have. As long as it is sound, bring it, register with us. They will put a tracking system. You can book online and enter. That's a good example of leverage business. So you can start a business when you don't have all the means, but there's something you have. What did I say? You must have something. Did somebody hear that? You must have something. But we didn't say it must be money. That is called leverage. You must have something. So those people had the control system, but they needed vehicles. So they employed people to bring cars, and they partnered and did the whole stuff. Another thing you need to also look out for is low risk ratio business. Low risk ratio business. You have to check something that if you start it, you don't have to pump in so much money to start it. A lot of people think that they need so much money to start business. You ask them, they say, no, I'm looking for 2 million. I'm looking for 1 million. Because if it doesn't enter 6 figures, they can't start a business. Their mind cannot think of something that is low. So they end up using $20 to start up a business that will earn them $5 profit. That is a risk, an uncalculated risk in business. So you must learn how to use leverage business, start a low risk reward ratio business, which you can start with $5 and earn $20 as profit. Am I communicating? So you must learn how to start small to grow big. So I know in real estate industry now, they make this so easy. Sometimes you can purchase a land by instrumental base. Somebody will be saying, I don't have 5 million to buy land, but you can come. There are places will have 1 million, 1 point something million lands available for you. In some instances, you can even pay in installment. So he will just come. If you die and go to heaven and you are broke, God will say, thou man, thou art inexcusable. Because everything has been made available for you. If you don't take advantage of it, now you sabi. So these things are very, very important. That the biggest capital that God has given you to start is someone you know. And let me tell you, God is not so unjust that he will allow you to stay without giving you somebody that can help you. There's no human being like that. Some of you will stay, I don't have anybody. It's not true. You are not seeing. You are not seeing. The problem with you is that you don't know how to get the particular fish that have your money inside its mouth. But for every human being, there are fishes in the ocean with money in the mouth. You need to acquire the skill on how to fish. Then, when you get the skill for fishing, then you'll be able to catch the fish. Then you open the mouth and carry the money you are looking for. But the money you need is in the hand of another man. The money you need is in the hand of another man. Very, very important. So, wealth and success is not a prayer point. It's something you intentionally delve into. So let's go to the last one, which is sales and marketing. And we're going to read from the scriptures from here. Unapologetically, I'll read from scriptures because it's one of the good books we have. Right? We're going to take a story from 2 Kings chapter 4, from verse 1 to 7. Are you following me to this point? There was a story about the widow's oil. So many preachers have preached that story. The woman's husband was indebted to the point that the Bible said he was a good man. He died. The debtors came to seize his children as collateral for the loan that the man was owing them. So the servant of the Lord gave them an instruction. Go and borrow vessels. Borrow not a few. I know that a lot of things have been taught. Go and borrow ideas, borrow money, good. But I want to show you something that we don't see from that scripture. The miracle from that passage was that the jar of oil was bent and oil kept on flowing without stopping. And that's where you people shout from the scripture. The greatest thing that people preach about this scripture is that oil kept flowing without ceasing. But that's the miracle. But that miracle is not the testimony. Let me shock you. Whenever God gives you a miracle, you need to look out for the testimony in that miracle, because the miracle itself is not the testimony. I'm just saying something. Maybe somebody is not getting it. When God gives you a miracle, look at that miracle and carve out your testimony from that miracle. Now, the miracle was that all of a sudden, by strange way, oil was flowing from a small jar of oil without stopping. That was a miracle. It was supernatural. But the testimony was that it was the marketing of the oil that settled their debt. The family was in debt. So we are not moved by the fact that oil is flowing. Who cares about oil flowing if I'm in debt? If God does a miracle and every chair here rises to the top, and I go here, police come and arrest me that I'm owing somebody, who cares? Why do you like shadows? Why do you like activities that does not reward anybody? People are very moved. Let's go here, dance, do this one, while away time. But when you invite them to meetings like this that will enrich them and make them better people, they will stay by, they won't come. Why do we focus on shadows, the ephemeral, temporal thing, and miss the real thing? The testimony in that scripture was that it was the selling of the oil that settled their debt. I'm challenging you today. God has given you a miracle. What was your testimony inside that miracle? How can he give you that miracle and you're still broke? God does not do one thing twice. When you do it once, he leaves in it the capacity to reproduce itself. So when people come to your church to share testimonies, you think it's to make you excited. No, it's to motivate someone hearing it to apply the same principle and get the same result. That leads us to the last thing, sales and marketing. See, until you learn how to sell, you can never excel. Until you learn how to sell, you will never excel in life. Because no matter who you are and the industry you feature on, you must be engaged in selling. And let me ask you, what are you selling? What product are you selling? When we talk about product and selling, you think it's biscuits, those beverages. No. Some of us are engaged in service-related endeavors. You are still selling something. You are marketing something. Dangote is selling sugar. He's into cement. He's into oil. He's into everything we talk about. Dangote is there. What are you selling? You are selling all-night prayers in your church. And after that, you think God is unjust because he doesn't give you money. That's not his system. Go and sell something. The problem with some people is that they think, Madam suggested pure water business. How can a big boy like me start selling pure water? How can? Let me interview us a little bit as we're summarizing. Let me make an instance with this phone. I need someone who can, in 30 seconds, sell this phone to me. Convince me in 30 seconds why I should buy this phone. In 30 seconds, tell me why I should buy this phone. Who will try? Let's test people's marketing prowess. The biggest paying industry is the marketing industry. But we are berating it. Who will try? Just in 30 seconds, convince me to buy this phone. Can anybody try? Okay, let's just hold it and sell it to me.
Bros, good afternoon. Say you want the phone, I mean.
Yes.
So this phone is wide, and if you use it, you benefit from it. This Android phone and smartphone, you will like it. Take it and test it now.
Okay. Can anybody please come close? Come close so that I can capture you. Thank you, sir. You can sit down. That's a good one. All right. Okay.
You say you want to buy this phone.
Yes.
This is the latest Android phone that have a very long the batteries can last.
Okay.
And you can use it in anywhere. It can generate network even in your village. Okay. And it's a very strong phone. You enjoy it. It will last for you. Just try it.
Awesome. Did you just know that telling me that it will generate network in my village alone can make me to buy it? Because there are a lot of network issues in the village. Have you seen what we're talking about? So, okay, sir, let's take the last one. Okay, we'll take you too. All right. Igbo and English.
All right.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
So this phone there, so you won't buy it?
Yes.
I would like you to get this phone because it's very good for you. Okay. I don't know the kind of business you're doing, but I can tell you that with this phone you can go around the world. The world is in your hand. So, and they have a long battery lasting capacity. The camera is fine. You can use it and record your business. You can sell it online, and people will get to know you through this business. I know that one of the problems of lifting people going high may be because of awareness. And if you want your business to grow, you have to create the awareness for people to know you. So I want you to buy this one. You can look at it.
Thank you, sir.
Just take a good look.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Please, can we have you last? Please clap for him, please. Let's have the last one.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm a marketer.
Okay.
I have this phone.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're interested in it.
I'm interested.
Okay, sir. This phone is very nice. It's working perfectly. The battery is 5,000 and the gig RAM is 36 and the ROM is 162.
Okay.
You can use it to cover a lot of recordings. And in terms of video calling, the video will be wow. You know, camera is the joy of every phone. When your camera is fine, you can enjoy your phone.
Thank you so much. Please clap for her. Don't worry. Thank you. I know a lot of people want to try. Now, if I meet you and tell you to buy this phone, that is the phone, the current Samsung phone that Samsung company gave to, what's his name? Obi Kubana. Do you know that I've added value to the phone? Majority of people want to buy it so that they can come and display it. Obi Kubana will do his own like this. You bring a picture where he's doing it like this. You bring your own and next it together so that people will know that you are using the same phone Obi Kubana is using. Now, let me tell you something. It is not what we have that define who we are. It is who you are that define what you have. There was a land, some acres of land that Dangote bought in Germany. Sorry, Bill Gates bought in Germany. The place, as in very primitive part of Germany, after buying it, people from all over the world started going to Germany to buy close to that place. Why? Because an identity of a man was tagged to a forest. So it is not what you have that defines who you are. So instead of looking for what people have to buy to tag along, do what they did. Build a qualitative personality that will add value to what you have, so that other people will gravitate towards you just to add value to themselves by having what you have. You see what marketing and sales can do for you. It can change your life for good. You get this? So we have to understand the concept of selling. When you apply it to the real estate industry, then you understand the principle of clientele, building your client, and then relating it with the price and the cost transaction. Now, let me tell you, there's a difference between the price and the cost. Are they the same? I'll tell you the difference. The price is what it took to acquire the commodity, while the cost is the actual thing that the client or the customer is paying to acquire it. Did I communicate? The price is what it took you to acquire it, but the cost is the actual price that the customer is paying to get it. So when you understand how the cost and the price communicate, you will be able to balance your profit. Let me say this thing in a more lower distance so that we understand. Did you understand the one I did? Let me explain it downwards. The price, all this thing, you go to the market, you're asking somebody, what is the price? It is actually a wrong way to say what is the price. Because the price, for instance, I bought this phone. I'm into phone dealing, for instance. I bought the phone for 5,000. So, and I'm going to sell in the market. I'm going to sell it 60,000. So the 45,000 is the price. The amount I bought it as a dealer in phone. Then I go to market to sell. He comes to buy phone from me. Then I sell 60,000 naira to him. That 60,000 naira he paid to acquire the phone from me is the cost. Did you get it now? So the price is the amount the dealer spends in acquiring it. But the cost is the amount that the customer, the end user, spends in acquiring it. Did you get that? So if you don't understand how to interact the two, you will lose in businesses, even in your success endeavor. So you must learn under sales and marketing how to interact your price and your cost, so that you don't end up selling. Something happened to a woman who bought goods and packed in store, beverages and all of that. Something happened. A man came to her store and said, I want to buy all your goods in your store. The woman was so excited. This thing was happening last week at International Market. The woman was so excited. She sold all the cartons of drink she had got in her store and all the beverages. She sold everything. She left the next day to go and buy it to refill in her shop. She discovered that they have added 700 naira each. She sold everything. She didn't leave one. Because she was happy. Somebody came to buy out everything she has. But guess what? She did not know how to, communicate her price vis-a-vis her cost. Especially within this period, you must learn where there are uncertain demands and supply. You must learn how to communicate the two so that you will be able to come out maximally on profit. So when Dr. Simeon will come, they will marry what I have taught with the industry, because I didn't want to go that way to really, drag cracking the success code as regards the real estate industry, because that's what we're here for. All right. I have tried as much as possible, because this principle works irrespective of place, industry, whatever you do. If you apply the same principle, it works for you. So I made it a general knowledge, because I know from background there are people who don't have the understanding of property, realty, and all of that. We came from different backgrounds. So for this thing to profit you, I made it a general knowledge. And I have a few more minutes to drop the mic to welcome them because I want to make it as brief as brevity. I want to challenge us. I want to challenge us before I leave. So I'm done with what I'm teaching. So I study a lot and I flow with the events and happenings of things globally. And I'm challenged mostly about what some of these big players do, the kind of money they spend, and a lot of things that happen. And I decide to be a big player too. I decide not to earn small. Please, I don't have time to tell you how to get money. But you know, there are very simple ways to get money. You know people that have money and you don't have money. You don't have a problem. Just get one powerful idea. Now, one last quiz I will give us before I go into that. In 10 minutes, I'll drop the mic. I want to ask, if you meet Dangote in a lift, what you call lifter, elevator, if you meet Dangote in a lift, within 30 seconds, you can be together with somebody a minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute in a lift. The lift will carry you and go. Let me ask a question. If you are privileged to meet Dangote or Tedola or Tony Elumelu in a lift, you stay within 30 seconds. What will you tell him that you think that can change your life? Okay.
I'm telling you to show me the secret.
Okay. He said he will ask him to show him the secret of his success. Okay.
I would also ask him, please, can I have your contact?
Okay.
I will tell you that I have a very good research for him.
Awesome. Please, can you speak up from over there? I can't come down. Good afternoon.
I will tell you how much I like the sugar business, and I have a land, enough land if you can, from enough land for plantation.
Plantation. All right. Can we hear from you, sir? You share a business idea with him. Okay, enough that 30 seconds can carry. Okay, sir. Last. Okay. Okay. Okay, more insight. And I don't. Can you come a little bit closer so that we can hear you? I just want to take the last person, then we'll solve the puzzle. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Please, one more last person. Okay. Okay. Okay, he will introduce himself. All right. Thank you so much. Your answers were all amazing. But please, let me help you. Let me help you. I've met a lot of these people. They don't have time. Let me tell you the truth. The biggest people with the most powerful idea have met these people. That's the amazing thing. They have met different ideas. They have seen all kinds of proposals in their level. If you tell them that you have a business proposal for them, you did not catch their fancy. If you introduce yourself to them, you did not catch their fancy. We are looking for something you can tell them that can make them give you their complimentary card. There are two things I want to leave with you. That if you tell any of them you meet anywhere, they will give you their number or their complimentary card. In 30 seconds, do a brief introduction of a business you know they are into so that he knows you are aware. And tell him you know how they can minimize their loss in that business. He's interested. Secondly, tell him about another business that he's into. Tell him you know how they can increase their productivity. He's interested. Every successful fellow is interested in these two things: how to minimize loss and how to increase productivity. Any other thing you have to say other than this, they are not interested. They are very busy people. And please, don't see those people and tell them to give you their contact. They won't give you their contact. They will give you an email address to reach. And it is even an email address of a personal assistant or an open customer care line. But you have to look for a silver bullet that will make them get attracted to you. I saw the former governor of this state. I took my dad for eye surgery. The man came to check his eye. I never met him before. So people were there at the hospital. I rushed him. Before you knew it, even my dad and some people there, they were thinking that I know this man from way back. So later my dad called me and said, so he knows you. I said, he doesn't know me from Adam. He said, and you people spoke for 5 minutes. I said, yes, because I understand connectors economy. I can meet you, I will suspend you for the next 30 minutes. You will know. It's very, very simple. All right? I told him something that made him come together. We started gisting. He forgot himself and was even gisting me. Borrow me some of your beers. I have bad head. I was talking about former Governor Lechi. So we talked even for 10 minutes. And I led him to his car because no more security, only him and driver. I led him to his car with his staff and he entered and left. So over the time, I took 4 years to study on how to connect with men. I cannot see a great man and I will leave the person. It's not possible. I know how to get you. Yes, I know how to get you. See, your problem is that you don't study, you don't learn on how to improve yourself. There was how I was privileged to meet with President Jonathan before he left office. How did I do that? I saw one man that taught me literature in secondary school. He was contesting for House of Assembly. I went and borrowed money, printed stickers of his image. Vote for so person in House of Assembly. I sent it to his office. I left my email address and my phone number. So he received it. I didn't know he took my number and saved it. Went for a conference in Enugu. I saw him. I went and rushed him and hugged him. I said, I am the one that gave that delivery in your office. Did you get it? He said, yes, he got it. He said, give me that your number again. I just dialed it in his phone and he sent it so that I can get him. My name appeared in his phone. So he said, oh, he saved it since then. So 2 weeks later, he called me. He said, will you be free to go to Abuja next week? I said, yes, sir. He didn't tell me what we are going for Abuja for. I agreed. He said, okay. He even gave me 2 slots. Can you bring 2 great minds from a boy that will go with you? I said, no problem. We went to, this man took me to Abuja. We were passing until we entered Zone 6. I said, I called him, say, Oga, is it Zone 6 we have entered? Are we going to the villa? He said, yes, we have a meeting with Jonathan. I said, eh? The man took me. I was awarded one of the 27 transformational ambassadors of Nigeria from different states. And we were heavily, you understand? There was something that was called press play. Then the president was trying to use it and, as part of the flamboyant stuff he was going to do to exit office. I was one of the beneficiaries. I had the privilege to meet with him, courtesy of what I did to a politician. I am a pastor, but I sow seed to politicians. Okay, I won't tell you, there's one of the key politicians in Ebonyi now. I know him. We have been in talks and I do stuff for him. Immediately he entered into office. I went and bought a goat of 100,000. I didn't go in person. I sent it to his house. So the wife said, I heard, because the wife was not around, I heard so person came to bring goat. He said, man of God, it's not possible. It can't be him. They were thinking something. The gear that they stayed, you described me. They say, no, it cannot be me. How can man of God be bringing something for us? So I called him on phone. I didn't know he doesn't have my number again. He didn't pick. One time, I called his PA. His PA now told him I was the one calling. He picked my call. He said, are you the one that brought the goat? He was shocked. Guess what? 1 week later, he called me and gave me an offer of something. 1 week later. But for 1 year, we have lost touch. There are ways. You are your own problem. Do you know that the scripture says the gift of a man maketh room for him? Let me tell you the original translation of that word, gift. That word in that context means bribe. Yes, go and search for the original transliteration. The bribe of a man, they show way for him. Learn to give your way to the up. Let me give you the biggest of them all. Nobody ever makes it to the top except they are being brought up by somebody who is already at the top. There is no way to the top, not for you, not for anybody. It is only a patriarch who is already at the top that can bring you there. Until your gift and talent is endorsed by a king, there's no way for you. Serve. There are two things you must never combine in this life: pride and poverty. If you have pride, make sure you have money. If you have poverty, make sure you are humble so that people who have money can help you. If you have the two, you are finished. See, if you cannot be a pine upon the mountain, strive to be a shrub in the valley. If you cannot be the sun, try to be the moon. Because it's not the location of a man that determines his relevance, but the content of that man. God has embellished every one of us with what it takes to be the top and to be at the top. But first of all, let me ask you, what are you seeing? Thank you so much.